Is that adding Ignister and even Dragon Link running it back home for this event? Yeah, it is. Alright, to the 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button, smash it so you guys don't miss out more awesome content. So what is going on for this event? Well, to my surprise, we have double Sprite running this event home, which I had to take a second here and I had to look at this and be like, for all of the events we've covered, all of these regionals have been very, very diverse across the 4 to 6 decks that we've been seeing. So, yeah, your most represented deck was Sprite combinations. Sprite's dead, right, guys? That's what the entire community's been saying as of late, but when you're looking at the regional circuit here, that does not appear to be the case. Now, of course, we had one Labyrinth deck in the top cut here. I think that's kind of become a staple at this point, is you're going to see usually one Labyrinth. Not going to talk too down to it, but I haven't seen 2 Labyrinth top a regional simultaneously just yet. So, one appears to be it. We also had one Ignister deck in top cut, you know? I know a lot of people discount this deck, but to be perfectly honest with you, if you're not prepared for it, it's going to ruin your day. You say that about 95% of the game not being prepared, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is pretty much a game of, if you know your matchup, you can usually control it. But having Ignister just walk up and go, no, bad, it can lead to some bad times. We also had Kashtira and Sword Soul, so standard meta contenders are actually sitting here at the dinner table. Not surprised about that. I mean, Sword Soul's become a pretty big mainstay here on the back end of things, which is pretty good. We also had Dragon Link, which I think is one of the most interesting things besides, you know, some of the other randos that we've seen kind of topping here, but I am happy to see that Dragon Link is holding on. And then, of course, we have a Despia branded deck kind of bringing up the rear. It's kind of been a lot of the trend that Despia branded has just been, you know, following it up on the back end for these regionals. Let's pass on over to these top deck lists. Winning this event was actually Sprite. Now, in terms of the way that this deck looks, this is going to feel very, very standard to you guys from last format. I mean, you're playing an Iperia for the draw power now. You have the Fenrir's to help with a lot of the other situations that you're going to find yourself in. And you have Mind Control and Change of Heart to make Zeus. You know, if your opponent starts to do something that, you know, looks kind of spooky over there, really scary in terms of, you know, your Sprite match, or your Kashtira matchup. I think that's the thing I like about this deck is you have a lot of options now to round out against Kashtira that's kind of edging Sprite a little bit more towards the edge, giving this deck a chance to shine. And that's a really good thing. Like, this deck has needed just 1 to 2 little pushes to get there, and the fact that the community is just so against this. Also, Avermax, really OP card. Trust me, the amount of people that don't know how hard an IP Avermax is to out is really scary. Next up is Labyrinth. Okay, now this is a little bit different than what we've seen this format. We are playing triple of the Green Maiden. We are playing triple copies of the big Labyrinth with one lovely Labyrinth. So options are there. We're also playing triple Lava Golem. I mean, unfortunately, Lava Golem's kind of something that this deck is going to kind of have to stick around playing. It's just looking at the way that the format is right now, Lava Golem's just clean up for whatever big threat your opponent's doing. Also, it won't trigger any of their, you know, big angry guys, and it also gets you unzone locked. Also have the evil. You have so many options in here just to clean up your opponent's deck and equalize. It's honestly something that we've needed in the game. I also like the fact that we are playing the Waking the Dragon down in the side deck. The one-of trap cards that the opponent will never see coming. Yeah, my absolute favorite. The struggle out here when you just get one-of'd. Next up here is our Ignister list. Not only did this deck get 3rd place, it finished relatively high too. Alright, now I don't know how many people are going to look at this and go, oh, you know, this is just a one-off. I mean, okay, that's fine, but you still have to acknowledge the fact that the big, angry Rank 6 turbo deck that is just going to run, you know, unaffected lads and go, it worked out. I also see that we are playing the Crossout Designator in here as a 2-of, and we have the Call by the Grave. I feel like that's enough. As long as you have some defensive options to make sure that you don't get Giant Space Rocked, or, you know, Book of Eclipsed as you're trying to bring back guys to Link Summon, or, you know, just something along those lines, you should be able to get going. I do like, it's literally just, what, 11 add Ignister monsters? That's it. And then, I mean, obviously all your spells and traps, but that's it. That's all this deck really needs to get going for. So, very, very cool to see this. Next up is our other Sprite deck. Wow, Sprite took first and fourth. So, your most exciting things here, you're still on the Nimble Beaver package. We're still playing the Swap Frogs. I don't know, for whatever reason, people just was like, yeah, you know, the whole Sprite package is dead, you know, you don't have to worry about playing the Swap Frogs. I mean, those are extension packages for you to make the big frog. You know, Toad is a really good card. I know a lot of people are trying to tech the Toad, or the Des Frog as well, or whatever, excuse me, the one that forces the attack redirect to bring off of the Totally Awesome, but there'll be games where you might not even get to make the Totally Awesome, so it's better just to alleviate the brick. We're also just main decking Change of Heart. I feel like the Mind Control might have been a decent option here as well, but I feel like this list is going to be able to handle a lot of the things. You can see your tech choice differences between this and the first place list. Also, yeah, both are playing the Boojin Link monster, so yeah, it looks good. Next up here is our Cash Money Dollar Bills, the deck. And of course, this build is playing triple Crossout Designator. What do you want me to tell you at this point about Crossout Designator? We talked about Sales Ban for a very brief amount of time, and it's all a little bit of play. But most players at this stage have just, they're like, I'm not even worried about it now. Crossout Designator, I mean, if you're already going to be playing Nibiru as a 1 of 2 of anyway, for the mirror match, you may as well just put in the Crossout Designators. That way, you know, at least if you see the mirror match, you can cross out something in the mirror, and your opponent's going to look at you and go, why'd you do that? And then you're just going to be like, Arise Heart Effect. Ah, man. Double Diabols, this is also good. Oh my gosh, we're actually playing Master of Blades. I didn't even realize that. Why? What targeting are you worried about in this format? I guess they just had an extra deck slot, and they're like, yeah, I don't want to play Goliath. We'll just play Master of Blades. You could have played them. You could have played better cards. Next up is our Sword Soul variant, getting 6th place out here. Wow, we're actually main decking triple Raigeki, triple Lightning Storm. Holy board breaker. I don't know what they were worried about, but going second was not something that this duelist wanted to lose to. They're like, all right, cool, we'll roll out the Lightning Storms, we'll roll out the Raigekis, we'll clean up whatever mess the opponent has, and we'll go. And they also have Talents and Evenleys. That is 12 cards. Oh, 15, because they're playing Droplet. Can't Droplet under the Arise Heart, but I mean, all right. Still, I guess, something for defensive options. Playing the 1 Lingaribo. We're playing the triple copies of Magna Hut and the double Druis Worm as well. So we do have buy-steal options. And we can side in through the Giant Space Rock if we really need to. We're also siding just 1 Book of Eclipse. Just 1. I hope it came in use. Alright, we hit our Dragon Link list. Wow, we're very far down here. These buy-steal packages, they hurt me, but this deck has to play it because Magna Hut is literally the best monster. Because you get to tutor for anything. Like, that's the best part about this in Dragon Link. But, like, double Druis Worm, double Saronir, and triple Magna Hut, that's 7 monsters you're probably going to have to feed off of your own in order to get it off the ground. I also see we're playing the Mind Control and the Change of Heart. Okay, so anything that the opponent would be setting up shouldn't be a problem. It's not like we have a Zeus or anything to overlay into. Yeah, no Zeus here. I guess just go ahead and link it off into, you know, something else that would just be deemed better. I don't see anything, looking at this list, this all feels very standard in terms of ratios. And I want to be like, yeah, Dragon Link's really innovative, but like, your ratios just, they feel the same across the list. It's kind of how limited the deck building is. And then, of course, bringing up the rear here for this regional is actually Despia. This build's playing double fusion deployment. We're playing 1 thrust, so we can thrust into a Talents the way it looks. Playing the 1 Branded Loss, which is fine. Double Giant Space Rock, of course. And then we have, I see Blazing Cartesia up there. There's a 1-of is fine. We're also playing triple Lore Darkness for some draw power. 1 Grand Dragon, double Book of Eclipse for the side deck. We're saving a Starving Venom. It's kind of interesting. And then we have our additional Space Rock in the side deck if we really need it. Yeah, this feels pretty standard. So you guys think about this regional breakdown. Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.